in their vests and shake their heads appreciatively at women. Never enough tepid stellas piled up high like a dunghill, raw, charred drumsticks punctuate the barbecue. It's the summertime, elastic days, beer gardens, fun. We chase the sun from damp, anemic May until we're clinging tight with dried out cracking claws onto October, when the short nights grow like shaving foam. But I read the other day whilst on an East Midlands train to Chesterfield alongside a portly, rather thoughtful stag party who were slurping vintage wine and burping and discussing the economy. One of them was snoring heavily already and we had only really just left Leicester. I read an essay by a man from Seattle where it rains and he says that a dripping pine is far sexier than a scorched palm tree. I agree. When the staid November rain has coloured the sky in succulent leaden, when it's tied the clouds to the mud in chains and my second cup of tea's grown cold on the chest next to the bed. And I've recently had a big invoice paid, so I will definitely be getting us a takeaway. There will be no venturing out of the bed today. We're gonna chase all the cares away. But before we order, we put down our books, folding the corners to mark the page. Yes, before we get our grub in love, then we make love again. After the curtains peel back, revealing that chewy, gristly, grey-brown rain, we cocoon ourselves right into just me and you. The leaves are brown, come tumbling down, and we make love again. After scoffing our day-glow dinner from foil, we chat, lament the loss of last summer, crawling on what could have been forever on that sweaty bus back just to stretch out flagrantly and watch the joggers run, just to drink warm gin and tonics from bendy plastic glasses, enjoy the mellow buttercup tones of early evening, mid-July, hear the lads cry, "It's paradise," and then noisily join in with their three-a-side football love. I mourn the daffodils' demise, but sometimes by September I am craving the terrible weather's excuse to lie in bed with you, to cosily complain, to let tea grow cold and unappealing on the chest next to the bed, to watch the back garden's pine tree dripping. Thank you. I'd just like to say this is fucking great this night, isn't it? So good, and what an amazing pub as well. I get to stay here tonight. And I get breakfast in the morning. Fucking yeah. I kind of wish I was staying for longer, to be honest, a bit of a flying visit, but thank you so much for having me. I think it's been wonderful. We've enjoyed every second of it, so thank you. I'm trying out some new stuff tonight, so I'm a bit more nervous than usual. So please excuse me. I'll do my best. I feel no relief when he kisses me, only curiosity about who the next man will be. And so I'm seeing this guy from Georgia, the country, not the state in America, but the state that we're in when we're seeing each other is all sharp talent, silent, swelling questions, marijuana, his jealousy's compelling. We eat bagels after midnight and talk about his father, then he topples into quietness. Hands and fists blossom fast like peonies, and I feel no relief when he kisses me, only curiosity about who the next man will be. I hope the next man that I wrangle with will have willow vertebrae and a kind smile. Why not? Why not? A smile can go a long, long way. It's difficult for me to peel myself away from this cruel and troubled man. This has to stop. My soul is cracking audibly, modelling my soppy, soft clay womanhood with his grubby, scarred hands. I hope the next bloke I know only moves closer when I want him to. I hope the next man I wrangle with is a habit that's cleaner to kick. I hope the next bloke I know makes me feel different when we're kissing, because I feel no relief when he kisses me. Only curiosity about who the next man will be. And I don't know why he's so hard on me. I only shut my eyes, 'cause he keeps moving closer. Thanks.
Yay.
Well, let me tell you, I've been freaking out about doing that all day. That's the first time I've ever performed that to anyone, so thank you. It means so I'm going to go slightly back into the comfort zone now, but thank you for being so nice and listening to me. I was freaking out. I've done it now, so let's do it again. What do we want? Do we want a poem about money or a poem about sex?
Sex.
Right. I'm back in the north, aren't I? Yeah. No one's got any money, so we've just got to have sex all the time. I know. I'm a northerner myself. This is about internet dating, which is quite popular now, I'm assured. Well, I know, I did it for a while, lots of people do it. Even like 17-year-olds are doing it now, it's quite terrifying. Anyway, who am I to judge? This is called It's Amazing What You Can Get on the Internet These Days. It is amazing what you can get on the internet these days. Come with me, baby, your lips taste like anchovies, and thankfully for you, they're my favourite food. And so I took your Spanish accent and your proud and rounded vowels upstairs, where you were rude about my messy, uplit bedroom and patronised my lack. You even managed to do that sycophantically somehow. You said, when I was poor, I slept on a mattress I kept on the floor too. So how about I pay the whole of our taxi fare to get back here? Rolled eyes, hard smile. How about I do that for you, chica? I said, yes, great, thank you, truly. I've not worked for 2 weeks. Just put a tenner on the dresser before you leave. Which will be soon, right? Please. Then a skulking discomfort crept up my neck. You looked round, sympathetically emptied your pockets onto the broken table, folded your socks into quarters, and tucked them inside your shoes. Well, you'll never get the hot cross love you want from me with that attitude. When we made it, it was boring. Did you notice? After, as soon as your belt was back on, I wanted to flap your stiff collar out of the crumpled corners of my deep, dim cube of asylum sharpish. I don't own an iron. You are an architect. You may be 6'2", but you stand thigh-high to me. I don't like the way you move, we do it differently. But still I say, come with me, baby. Your lips taste like anchovies, and thankfully for you, they're my favourite food. Still I say, come with me, baby. Your lips taste like anchovies, and thankfully for you, they're my favourite food. Next day, despite myself, I spent some of my savings, the ones for when the clouds make rain, on a bed base from Gumtree. Thank you. Thank you very, very much. How much longer do I have?
Plenty.
Plenty. Well, I'll do another one about sex then. Yay! Woo! Maybe we can get some money later. It's all interlinked. The only thing I kind of feel like they're the important things, and then death. But I'm very lucky. I've not really experienced much death, being a mere 26-year-old, which is I'm lucky, I suppose. Touch wood. Right, onwards. Thank you for listening. The bog-eyed man is the man for me. He is blind, he cannot see with the bog eye. Hey oh honey with the bog eye. Steady on the tracks with the bog eye. Oh, he works, the bog-eyed man. The bog-eyed man is the man for me. He is blind, he cannot see. Because he is overwhelmed and controlled by his phallus and its actions, and almost matches us in drunkenness. The rhythm of his drinking means he doesn't blink enough, and so his eyes stay glazed with beer and his ears remain stuffed up with the exaggerated noises of copulation. Meanwhile, the girls have been hitting the white wine hard as you like, and endlessly applying mascara. They're throttling all the gossip that's not forgotten from the week before and giggling in anticipation of the likely night ahead. They're busy styling their hair and shaving their legs. They're knocking it back and jovially singing, "The bog-eyed man is a man for me. He is blind, he cannot see. Because he's so pissed, it's easy. I can dance and drink and vomit, and the bog-eyed man still can't resist me." Now that is not me. It used to be, but now it is 3 a.m. and I'm walking home, hiccuping, kicking up sycamore leaves. I am not in Manchester or Heptonstall. I am more alone than I have ever been. I am more at home than I have ever been. And the shadows of the poplar trees twitch quickly to the John Coltrane that is pummeling my eardrums, and I trip in time to the spasms in my diaphragm and feel the quietness of 3 o'clock. Stride through the freedom of the streets like it's Sunday morning, sing to myself, "Well, if you don't think you want me for the way that I think, then I don't think that I want you to come home. Well, well, if you don't think you want me for the way that I think, then I don't think that I want you to come home." Sing to myself in my clean bed and watch the sun come up. Wake up in my clean bed still with my socks on. Perhaps I've discovered a new kind of sanctuary in this silvery, wintry chastity, a chance to look not so much at boys but at the wonderful world and the women that surround me. But the girls who came before and will come after, who I will no doubt be again, are still casting their scent round every Saturday night, never failing to find themselves some bog-eyed men. So, boys, you know you better watch out. Some girls are only about that thing, that thing, that thing, that thing, that thing, that thing. Some men believe that they're the ones who've got it easy, drunk and dressed down on a Saturday night. These are the same men who tend to believe all women desire to be petrified in viscous stability, that we're all just waiting around until we can stay home and cook tea while everyone likes cuddles. They allow us to forget that the world is floating rudderless. It's only you behind those eyes. A dread that is mitigated slightly when you make love, have sex. So we all should empathise and try to get it. Some girls, some boys are only about that thing, that thing, that thing, that thing, that thing, that thing. Thank you ever so much. Because of your desire for it to all be about sex, it's also been about men as well, because I'm quite straight, me. Sorry. So I'm going to do one about my friends now. Not sexual, I'm afraid. I'm just going to do a little love poem to my friend Emily. And it's a sort of narcissistic love poem to me too, because we're always told to fucking love ourselves, aren't we? Fucking shot. I saw myself in her to-do list that ranged from the trivial: bathe, put clothes away, text Heather, the type that can be crossed out satisfyingly ticked off in a handful of pottering minutes, to epic impossibilities like learn French, read Ulysses, lock up Dionysus. I saw myself in her crisis of asterisks and hard underlinings, and in the overarching rules for life she'd crammed down the narrowing margins. Smile. Sort my fucking life out. Never too old to need reminding. I saw myself in the note to self she wrote, like I write sometimes, that rests nestled in receipts and sweet wrappers for when the day's behaving apathetically. Dear Emily, please get up and make something of yourself. Love from future Emily. I saw myself in her to-do list and headscarves and postcards, and in the half bottle of Shiraz that had rolled beneath her bed. I saw myself waving from the things that she said, almost too bold and unapologetic, in the dim Chinese restaurant on the quiet night before. I saw myself in the shoals of discarded knickers that littered her bedroom floor. I saw myself in her to-do list, and I think that I liked what I saw. Thanks. Yay! Two. The same two. Yay! God, this feels like forever. Woo! Yeah, thanks. Thank you so much for listening. I think it's been a really, really, really good night. Is it? It's always the same format. It's always like the music. Yeah. So good to have some nice variety. Yeah. I was hearing poets banging on. No thanks to any of the poets, obviously. Just saying. Shit, maybe that's not the right thing to say, but you know what I mean. You know what I mean? Variety. Yeah. Variety is the spice of life.
Pick and mix.
Okay, what should I do now? Money, yeah, alright. This is my poem about capitalism. What it's done to me. My personal view of capitalism. I catch a fly in my hand. My knuckles go white. I want it to fly. It didn't help me understand, but it sure felt good to hold. Capital has split my dreams, a grapefruit cut into the separate segments of both lives, glimmering like a new breakfast. A half of me wants to exist in a teepee, breed children who can braid hair and catch rabbits, drink cocoa from half Coke cans twice a year on their birthdays, the edges folded inwards to protect their sleepy lips, cheap gloves to buffer their fingers, precious marshmallows pronged on long and mossy sticks. Wrap them in goatskin. Leave them giggling into drowsiness beneath the pink sky. A half of me wants to exclude myself, me and some rugged, clever fella live in a dilapidated van, grow rosemary and only own 2 dresses. Sandals for the summer, boots for the snow. Pick mushrooms and save them to trip from in springtime. Oh, rural and romantic poverty, lobster pots, gas lamps, homegrown tobacco, card games, pine cones, mussels from the shoreline filled with grit. This is it. It has to be. Or something close to some of it. I live in London. And so yes, still the other half appeals to me. If I were rich, I'd eat asparagus and egg in my Egyptian cotton-coated bed for breakfast. Badass. You'd find me in my limo, got a driver called Ricardo, wears a nice hat. That's that. Badass. Now, if anything important breaks, there's boys around to fix it. I'd hire the world's best campaigner to make everyone a feminist, and it feels so much more comfortable to sit in these hypocrisies when they're quilted. And I'm in my penthouse in the middle of Paris, or Tokyo, or Istanbul. The list of places that I'd like to go is endless and still growing, but I'm rich now. So I don't give a shit about emissions. I'd buy pink marigolds, plastic crystal on the finger, fake fur around the cuffs to pretend to my friends that even though I'm rich now, I still do my own washing up. Do I fuck? My au pair's name is Claire. She's hilarious. Claire's on the pots, I'm in the hot tub, or on my private beach in Thailand, or asleep in the Chelsea hotel, quaffing fine white wine, scoffing oysters and the choicest cuts of beef. There is never much grumbling going on. Restaurants, day spas, massages, culture, wish fulfillment after lunch. I'll take the glider for a fly, or go out to buy a massive pile of overpriced designer tat. That's that. Badass. Capital has split my dreams in 2 like a grapefruit, and I want both. And I want both. Thank you.
Yeah!
Thank you very much. And we all feel like that, don't we? I mean, I'm politically opposed to being rich, but I would really like to have a car and a driver and stay in hotels all the time. But no, I'm against it, but also, fuck yeah. Woo! Amazing. Such is the dichotomy of modern life. Anyway, I've been Jemima Foxtrot. I'm going to leave you with one more. Please, I've not got any merchandise yet because I've only been doing this for not very long. So I will have a book, but I don't have one now. So I've got nothing really to say to you apart from thank you, and please, like Google me or tweet me or Facebook me or whatever, that thing. Yeah, please do that, and if you enjoyed it, please tell your friends who I am so I can come back to lovely Newcastle, because it's fucking great here. It's only the 3rd time I've ever been, but I really...
Never leave.
Yeah, well, if only, my friend. So this is the last poem. We've not had particularly, although maybe some of them had twinges, any sort of feminist poems from me. Yeah, and I write quite a lot of them. So I'm going to leave you with a poem that's written partly in response to a poem I read a long time ago that's always really stuck with me. It's called The Lady's Dressing Room by Jonathan Swift. In it, a man sneaks into his lover Celia's dressing room while she's away, and he's absolutely horrified to find these things like sweaty stockings and like hairbrushes with dandruff in them and like ugh. And he's absolutely horrified at like what's behind this very constructed image of femininity that she presents to him. And the poem's really quite radical for its time. It really sort of satirises these unrealistic expectations that we have of women. And that is something that has always really pissed me off. Hey, I'm a good woman. I'm a good woman. Such a good woman. So don't treat me like dirt. Like a bored robotic shell designed to act small, purely conservative, with a small C, mouth shut, quietdom, apart from when she's flirting. Maybe. Don't fart, your arse is far too peachy for that. It's better off kept just to touch and to be looked at. Now, I don't know about you, but I get too hungry for dinner at 8 and don't want to spend on a salad what I could on a large glass of red. So when I get too hungry for dinner at 8, I fold McNuggets and chips into my face at 6 in Brixton at the back of the shop when I think that there's nobody watching. It's gone viral this week with 26,542 hits, a video proving that Celia shits. She's got ingrowing hairs from too much shaving and stretch marks from babies. She's got cellulite, and underneath her makeup she's got bags beneath her eyes. She's got lungs and a colon and sinew and tissue. Her favourite food is beans on toast. It reminds her of her childhood. She overcooks the chicken in the roast every Sunday. She picks her nose like you and even sometimes eats it. Yes, Celia coughs, Celia vomits, Celia pisses and sneezes and shits. Sweat drips from her pores, but just the ones that aren't clogged up with all that beige and sticky stuff that she feels that she needs to be pretty. See, we're burdened with this misdirected duty to obsess on our beauty, worship our skin as if it were children, education, solar power. Don't drink coffee, it stains our teeth. Don't eat bread, don't sit down. Gluten's the new smoking, smoking's the new smack. Sometimes Celia wonders if to be ladylike is just to lie on our backs and take it. Now the matter in Celia's insides is well aligned and fit for purpose, but unlike the diagrams, it's messy. Blood thrusts, nerves crackle. There are no mint green pebbles for ovaries, no lilac fallopians, not even an even and baby pink triangle of womb. Some people believe that Celia was forced to grow up, trapped into the female art of pretending far too soon, imagining that she should have neat tears, bubble breasts, bleached bones. Now her legs are lame and tangled up in a net of appearance and reality crisscrossed. This has got to stop. I am not a good woman for nothing. Because a woman ain't just for cooking meals, scrubbing floors, making babies. A woman ain't just for cooking meals, scrubbing floors, making babies. A woman ain't just for cooking meals, scrubbing floors, making babies. A woman ain't just for cooking meals, scrubbing floors, making babies. A woman shouldn't have to be for anything much. I shouldn't have to be anything. Celia shouldn't have to grow up so anxious and uptight. Always sad and scared and wondering to herself just what the fuck is ladylike. Thank you very much.